Hello, welcome to World of Floorcraft. I'm Nelson Rose. This is our second Q&A clip. So we've had some more questions and we'll jump straight in. The first one is, what tone should I have when I'm dancing? And that's a really good question, and it's one of those questions that is much easier to answer in person, face to face, where you can give someone a chance to actually feel what it's like. There's lots of things that only work really well in an actual dance class, but I will give you a couple of basic ideas. One, I don't actually know whether this is from a lady or a guy, so I'll kind of look at it from both angles. One, ladies, your rest position in modern jive for your arm is wrist in front of your center, elbow just slightly floating from your body. The easy way to check it actually is elbow to fingertip of the arm you're not using, horizontal as far down as it goes naturally from the shoulder. You put your elbow at the point of your middle finger, bring the wrist into the middle, and then just take the arm away. That's your rest position. In your rest position, you are as relaxed as you're going to get. Okay, as the guy displaces you from your rest position by either pulling you forwards or pushing in, you increase your tone. So the two things you want to avoid is you want to avoid your arm ever being straight, and you want to avoid your arm collapsing to the point where it makes contact with you. So the more you're displaced, the more you increase your tone to avoid it. So what happens is, if the guy pulls, instead of getting you to the point where your arm is straight, you increase your tone and you start to catch up with him, and you gradually get back to the rest position. As he pushes, again, you increase your tone so you get ahead of it, so it never actually gets to you, so you then gradually get back to the rest position. So the tone is very much based on what you're getting from the guy. Guys, you should be quite relaxed, and the answer is as relaxed as you can be, and support what's going on. And then as you require more tone for something, you increase the tone, and the lady is meant to feel that and match it. So say we're about to do something quick that requires a lot of tone, then I would increase my tone, my partner would increase their tone back, and then at the point we need it, it goes, and as soon as we don't need it anymore, we relax off. So you keep it as relaxed as you can while still being able to make everything work. And the final thing, haven't actually explained what is tone. Tone is really about your muscles work in pairs. So you've got a muscle that pulls the arm up, you've got a muscle that pulls the arm down. If they're both relaxed, it's floppy. If you use just one, you can move the arm. But actually, if you increase the tone in the opposite muscle, so what happens is you're pulling the arm up with one muscle, but also pulling it down a bit with the other muscle. It's harder for it to move. That's an increase in tone. So if you have something out and it's very relaxed, you push it, it moves. If it's got a lot of tone, you push it and it tries to stay there. That's all it is. Okay, so tone. If you have more questions about tone, we can come back to it another time. How much is Karen doing for herself when we're dancing together? And the answer is lots. I ask Karen to do stuff. I don't force her to do stuff. Obviously, if I'm doing a drop, I might be taking a big proportion of her weight. If I was doing a lift, I'd be taking all of her weight. But the simple thing is, I'm asking Karen to do stuff, I'm not making her do it. So sometimes I give her some of the energy she needs, but on the whole, I ask and she produces it. So if she's spinning, I start her off and show her what speed I'd like, but she deals with that. Again, if she's turning, if I start her walking, if I let go, she'll keep walking. So there's nothing from me at all until I start leading again. Okay, so yeah, ladies are doing a lot. It's cooperative. How many moves do you need to not be boring in freestyle? And the answer is, depends how you use them. I've seen people go out with like half a dozen moves, be musical, like stretch them out, slow them down, speed them up, cut from halfway through one to halfway through another, and with those 6 moves they kept things interesting for an entire song. I've seen other people go out with 20 moves and do them in exactly the same order continually, to the point where the ladies always know what's coming up next. That gets boring pretty quick. It doesn't matter what song you play, they do exactly the same thing. So how many moves isn't all about it, but if it's helpful, most freestyling guys tend to use about 30 to 40 moves. And then when you get to advanced, people tend to forget moves altogether, break it down into movements, and as a result they might end up doing variations they've never done before. and they might do that multiple times in a night. So moves aren't the be all and end all, but the more you know, the more movements you'll know, and the easier it will get. And finally, when will classes restart? Obviously this is people worrying that classes are shut during the coronavirus, and how long's a piece of string? All I can say is, considering it's a contact sport, we're probably going to be one of the last things that gets going again. So I mean, predictions mean nothing, because anything could go on, but I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't really late in the year, if not the end of the year, before we get back to being able to do classes again. I'd love it to be next week, but in the meantime, keep yourselves happy, listen to music, do some dancing on your own, or if you've got a partner at home, even better, do some dancing at home, and we'll keep bringing the videos to try and keep things interesting for you. Thank you very much for watching World of Floorcraft, and if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell, know every time a video is coming out. Again, we'll see you then. Cheers.